bunch of cells and two major fluids. One fluid feeds them, one fluid cleans them. So from the cell, all your cell wastes are carried to where? Down the lymph vessels to where? The septic tanks, just like your house at home. Septic tanks. And what is the septic tanks of the human body? Which, by the way, are full of bacteria if you haven't been on too many antibiotics. What would your septic tank be full of at home? Bacterium. What's the septic tank in your body's full of? Bacterium. What is the name of your septic tanks in the human body? You're right, your lymph nodes. And the lymph nodes is where wastes are broken down or damaged cells. This is why you see damaged or cancer cells in lymph nodes. Where else are they going to go? Your venous capillaries are too small to take the cell back into the blood system. Well, then how does a cell from your liver that has been damaged and become cancerous, how does that cell travel, let's say, to your lung? Or how does that cell, let's say an ovarian cancer somehow created brain cancer or lung cancer. How did a cell out of the ovary travel somehow mysteriously from the ovaries to the lungs? Explain that to me. It doesn't. This is why it's just a bunch of crap, the stuff you hear. Metastasized cancer. Cancer's moving. It's moving. This is the stupidity that exists out there, and don't fall into that, lovely ones, or you're going to not be happy with the treatments that they're offering you. This is the worst thing that ever happened to the human race, is the medical profession. Not the glory of it. There's no curative value. Give me one thing allopathy cures. One thing. I'll take about 2 hours and you find out and you call me, because there's nothing. Removing a woman's breast if she has a tumor in it is curing it? Not on your life. It'll grow back or right on the chest wall. Why? Because you never address the cause of why a tumor formed anywhere in your body. If you don't address the cause of why tumors form and you cut the tumor out, you're going to grow another one, guaranteed. Because why? What's going on here? So, understanding the lymph system is vital, because tumors are not of the blood, are they? Matter of fact, most tumors you're going to see 25% blood, 75% lymph. Most cysts, 25% blood, 75% a big juicy pimple, 75% lymph, 25% blood. What could these two fluids be? They're the fluids that flow around your cells. So if you have fluids that are flowing around your cells that are backing up on you, you're going to see a swelling. You're also going to hold water in those areas because of the nature of the chemistry that wastes are, that cellular wastes are. And this is where the kicker is. This is what you have to learn. That there's only two sides of chemistry. You don't have to understand chemistry. Just understand that you have the male side of chemistry and the female side of chemistry. The male side of chemistry is the corrosive side of chemistry. The female side of chemistry is the healing side of chemistry. Males love to tear things apart and see how they're made, and women love to rebuild things and make things. It's the nature of the two sides. You get a male with a little female, then you have an artist, you have a singer, a dancer, absolutely. But it's his female side that makes him creative. It's his male side that likes to tinker and tear things apart and rebuild things. The women are always the singers, the dancers, the artists, the quilt makers. Get a woman that's a lot of male, then she's going to act more corrosive. No question about it. She's going to say, honey, front and center. And then your female side's going to say, I love you, honey. Or you're going to have a fight. Now, understanding that lymph system, I can't even begin to tell you how vital that is. And the theory of massage therapy and allopathy is ridiculous, does not apply. They're going to have to figure out something else to tell you. Because from the lymph nodes, now the tonsils and adenoids are, guess what? Lymph nodes. Now, suddenly I hear a lot of people without tonsils. Matter of fact, what is the appendix? Oh, you're right on. The lymph node to the colon. These are all lymph tissues. Now, what would happen if your septic tank was full and you had a guy come out and he said, sir, your septic tank is full. We're going to have to remove it. And you say, well, don't I need a septic tank? I mean, I need to have something. No, you don't need a septic tank. I'll just all go on the ground. You're okay. Okay. All right. So somebody removes your septic tank and you keep using and flushing your toilet. Can you imagine what's going to happen in your house? It's going to back up, isn't it? Because there's nothing out there. Your elimination of your wastes have been terminated, have been cut. So that means wastes start backing up from that point back. So when you remove your tonsils, guess what? That's why you get the stiff necks, the deteriorated C-spines, the pressure of lymph called glaucoma. That's why you see the cataracts, cholesterol plaquing. That's why you see the brain lesions, the brain tumors. That's why you see these things, because you're not moving lymph. And you can't remove swollen lymph nodes. What do you do when your septic tank's full? You clean it out. What is wrong with allopathic thinking? These guys are insane, some of them. You cannot remove lymph nodes. And are you going to find a cancer cell in a lymph node? Where else would you want to see a cancerous cell? Where else would you expect the body to deal with these cells? In your blood? Impossible. Now, you can damage blood cells and become cancer cells. They call it leukemia, one of the more easier cancers for health programs to eliminate. It's most of the cancers, 99% of most cancers are lymphomas. Whether they're melanomas, I don't care what cancer you want to call them, lung, ovarian, I don't care what fancy name you put on them, they're lymphomas. These are tumors. These are cellular wastes damaging the cell. What happens if you forget to change the diaper on a little baby? They get a real burn, a real rash on their bottom, right? Now, what could be doing that, I wonder? Well, let's go back to the two sides of chemistry. Male chemistry, acids, corrosive in nature. You want to know what an acid is? Just drink a Coca-Cola. Phosphoric acid, carbonic acids, 3 pH, real hot. 3 pH is Coca. Most Coke, I think, is even hotter. Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, all around 3 pH. Gatorade, Minnesota School of Dentistry, Gatorade, 2.85 pH. Why in the world would a company sell an acid drink to people that are creating acidosis by all their activity, and they need to hydrate with base chemistry? Why would they sell them an acid? That's a serious violation of man's health right there. I think that company should be looked at. This is a serious problem. So you have to understand that the corrosive side of chemistry is indeed called acids. And acids, just pour a little battery acid on your skin and see what you think. No? Doesn't feel too good? We know what acids feel like, don't we? Ow! Arthritis, ow! Fibromyalgia, ow! Lupus, ow! 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 I hurt all over. What is that? Well, there's only two sides of chemistry. Pick one. You're going to be 50% right. Absolutely. It is the acid side of chemistry. When you're acidic in the emergency room, I will tell you that all ER visits are acidosis. Spend a lot of years in and out of ERs working. And I can tell you that it's all acidosis, whether it's trauma-related or dietary-related. What's the first thing we do in the ER when we see someone like this? As a matter of fact, the great guys of the paramedics or EMTs, they already started one, didn't they? Started an IV. And what do we use? Normal saline. Why? Because it's a sodium solution that's similar in chemistry to the blood. And what does this do? It alkalizes. Blood is the female side of chemistry. Blood is base, or what they call alkaline chemistry. The blood can't deal with acids. Acids are the corrosive side of chemistry. What happens if your blood gets acidic? We'll wait here 4 minutes and then I'll put flowers on your grave. So is it common sense to think that your body produces several pounds of acid waste at the cellular level every day from 100 trillion cells? How does your body protect itself and get rid of these acids? Because if you don't stop an acid, it'll break you down till death. Acids win, you lose. And the game is only between two sides of chemistry. You've got acid side of chemistry, you've got base, or what they call alkaline side of chemistry. The alkaline is the healing female side. That's why bloodletting. That's why you bleed. That's why you have a monthly period as a woman. It cleans. Blood cleans. It's alkaline. It washes the acids away. But estrogen is acidic to create that problem. So you see acid and base chemistry intertwined together. But this is a base chemistry planet. Used to be at this atmospheric level 80% base, 20% acid chemistry. And most fruits and vegetables, 80% base chemistry, 20% acid chemistry. Now, why is the predominant ingestion and the living in base chemistry important? Because acids are corrosive. Now, there was a warning. I just talked to someone here on the YouTube that moved to LA. We have a lot of rock and rollers in L.A., and a lot of them are moving out. One great guy there, he's moving from L.A. to South Africa. Now, what is it about L.A.? The other day on Fox News, it's been almost a year now, Shepard Smith said, hey, if you live in L.A., move out if you're 70 years or older because lung cancer is skyrocketing. Why? Well, what's that big mushroom cloud above L.A.? An acid mushroom cloud. So the air is getting more acidic. National Geographic did a special on all the Appalachian Trail. And they were showing the trail up through the states, and they were visiting some park rangers who were testing the water and the streams and the lakes, and they said, what are you doing? And the park ranger said, well, look at that frog down there. And the camera looks down, and there's this three-legged frog. So, well, what's going on there with that mutation? He says, well, we're seeing a lot of mutation of fish and frogs. And the interviewer from National Geographic said, well, why? And the park ranger said, acid rain. Where are these acids coming from? They're the byproducts. All this bombing, acids. Look at what we've done to these people. And not just us. I mean, all these bombs, these are very serious. These troops coming home, I love our troops. I feel for them. Now it's time that our military make our government stand up and be honest. It's time that our military comes in and helps us because our government has lost its friggin' mind. It's unbelievable. And they're trying to steal your rights away every day, including the right to treat yourself as you wish. They got your kids. They'll take your kids and run them through chemo and radiation. Doesn't matter if it kills them because they think they control your sovereignty rights. And we have serious troubles in this country. So, very important to understand, though, what acids are in chemistry and the base side of chemistry. So blood is always base, very healing, soothing. Acids are very corrosive and causes pain and swelling. So acidosis is a condition that medical doctors lightly term inflammation. Inflammation is an immune response of the human body to what? And the key word is mostly proteins/acids, predominantly. So this is vital to understand because when you have cancer, what medium do you think is involved? Base chemistry, the healing side, or do you have an acid condition? That's right, you have an acid condition. You know, CNN did a special on cancer years ago, and a general question to a chemist about acids, and this was ran on CNN. And this interviewer asked this chemist, what causes cancer? He said, that's easy to understand. Certain things damage cells, and then cells mutate this damage. So the interviewer said, well, that makes sense. And I'm thinking, like in genetics, how do you weaken cells anyway in the first place? How do you get to your cells and weaken them? Well, there's only two fluids that touch every cell. Outside of that, you got genetic memories of a cell, and you have external trauma. Take away those two things to a cell, and you have the two major fluids that directly contact every cell. And there's only two sides to chemistry. Can't be much simpler, folks. So you have to understand what we're talking about. And view these videos on YouTube and get a gist, because you'll find the simplicity of this thing and that you hold the key and the power to find a remedy for yourself. And you have to walk without fear, walk with knowledge, because fear is utilized by allopathy to control you. It's time you break that fear and gain knowledge. The government does the same thing to you. Anytime they can keep you in fear, they control you. People do it to each other all the time. No, we don't need to live life that way anymore. We need to live life with love, respect, humility, joy, happiness, ecstasy. Enjoy your right to live and have fun on this planet. Not to live in a dictatorship, which most countries are in a semi-dictatorship. We are here.